I'm going to show you how to prepare a colander if you don't have a banneton. So this is just a plastic colander that I bought ricotta in years ago. It's the perfect shape to prove your dough. It's really good because it's got the perforated edge on it, and so it's going to let our dough breathe. So you'll need something like that, a colander or something like that's going to be great. So then we need a tea towel, and we're not going to pop it inside the colander yet. We're going to lay our tea towel out flat onto the bench, and then we're going to use rice flour to dust our tea towel. And you need to be quite liberal with this because your dough can stick to the tea towel if you don't have enough flour on there. Now we use rice flour because it doesn't have any gluten in it, and it's not going to do anything once any moisture sticks to it. So if you used regular flour, it could turn to like a glue-like consistency, and it's going to make your dough stick to the tea towel. So once we've done that and we've done a big enough circle, we're just going to make sure that we rub it into a big enough circle so our dough isn't going to stick to any part of it. And then when we've finished shaping our dough, and we're going to pop it into the colander. So now we're ready to shape our dough. So I'll start with the round ball first. Okay, so this is our portion of dough that we're going to turn into a ball. So it's tightened up nicely, so it's not going to stick to us when we're starting to work with it, and it's still got some tension in the dough, so that's quite good. So now what we're going to do is just use the edges of our hand, and what we're trying to do is lift the height of the dough by pushing the edges under, and we're just going to pull the dough in a few different directions, just so that the bottom of the bench and in contact with the dough, see how that's lifted that up? It's going to seal the bottom for us. So just using our hands, we're just moving it from one side of the bench to the other. But you can see already how we're starting to get some really nice height in our dough. So I'm really happy with that. Now, you can see this bubble that's forming here. We don't really want that because it will cause a little bit of a cavity underneath our crust. So just pinch that away and just make sure that your dough is nice and taut. And then we're going to transfer that to our floured tea towel. So just lifting it up, you can use your hands or you can use your bench scraper. Just lift it so that the flat side is underneath, sitting onto the flour, and that rough side is on the top. Now we get our colander, and we lift up the sides of the tea towel, and when we lift it up, you'll see that all this flour around the outside is going to coat the outside of the dough, which is exactly what we want to happen. So just lifting up the edges of our tea towel, we pop it inside our colander. So you can see there the flour has coated the whole outside of the dough, so it's not going to stick. So now at this stage, we're just going to tuck that under, and then we're going to get our shower cap. So pop the lid on and just make sure you dome the top so that if the dough rises, it's not going to stick to the top of your shower cap.